So today was our project day, and I just modeled my example for you, and you guys who are here took notes. A couple of you are absent, so you might want to go through this. So my city of choice was St. Petersburg, Russia. It's 1,848 kilometers from Vienna. Now your plane is traveling at a speed or a rate of 830 kilometers an hour, and you must add 2 hours to the time it takes to fly to your city to get to the airport 2 hours early. Your car is traveling on average at 100 kilometers an hour. So that's just given. So remember that your distance, which in your project says W, you can change it to D, that's fine, is always equal to your rate times your time. Remember we talked about this last week. If I'm going in my car 100 kilometers an hour and I drive for 5 hours, my distance is 5 hours times 100 kilometers each hour, so it would be 500 kilometers. In this case, though, my distance is 1,848 kilometers. My plane is flying at 830 kilometers an hour, and I want to know how long that's going to take me. My distance is still 1,848 kilometers, and if I'm driving 100 kilometers an hour, that times my time will get me that distance. So in class today, we talked about how can you solve these equations to get your time for each method of transportation. Well, these are both equations where you're looking for time, t. So for my plane, my equation is 1,848 equals 830, my rate, times t. For my car, it's 1,848 equals 100 times t. So what do you do to solve for t? Well, you need to divide both sides by 830. And then for my plane, you need to add an extra 2 hours. So when you divide, let me go back. So when you divide 1,848 by 830, you guys did this in class, you got 2.23 hours. Plus you have to add 2 hours for arriving early to the airport. By car, it's going to take me 18.48 hours. This is for me to get from Vienna to St. Petersburg, Russia. Okay, so now I know how far away I am. The next question was, what's the farthest distance that I can live from St. Petersburg and get there faster by car? So I need to be faster than 4.23 hours because that's how long it took me to get to St. Petersburg by car from Vienna. So you know your time is for flying is 4.23 hours, so I have to beat that. So I need to find what distance can I be from St. Petersburg and to get there faster by car. I can still use my distance equals rate times time to help me find the distance I have to be from St. Petersburg. So I know that my distance has to be equal to my speed of my car, 100 kilometers an hour, times my time for flying, because I want to be faster than the flying time to go there by car. So if I multiply my car rate times my time that I want to beat by the plane, I get 423 kilometers. So I want to find what city is less than 423 kilometers but is close to 423 kilometers that I can get to. And that's a city I could live in where if I wanted to get to St. Petersburg by car, I could get there faster by car than by flying from Vienna. So I just went to Google Maps. I typed in St. Petersburg, I zoomed out a bit, and I clicked on routes. I wanted to travel there, and I just guessed and checked on cities until I got a city that was as far away as 423, but less than 4 point, whoops, should be 23 hours by plane. So if you just click on the car symbol on Google Maps, you'll get a distance in kilometers. So that's what I did. So I was looking for this city that's 423 kilometers from St. Petersburg, but as close as I could get. I found that if I lived in Hyvinkää, Finland, I'd be 398 kilometers away from St. Petersburg. If I divide that by 100 kilometers an hour, it would take me 3.98 hours. And that was close to 4.23 hours, but not over it. And the reason why it's good enough is because if I round each of these off to the nearest amount of hours it's going to take me, I get 4 for each of them. And I did not go over my 4.23 hours, which was my flying time from Vienna. So Remember, you really don't know how many times you're going to need to stop and get gas, stop and go to the bathroom, stop and eat, so rounding it off to the nearest hour is good enough. So that's what you need to do for your city and its distance. And then go back to the document I gave you about your project and your blog post. Please check Moodle. All the due dates are on Moodle for your last algebra quiz, your chapter 4 blog post and project, and your last ALEX quiz. And if you lose this handout I gave you, you can print a new one from the top of our Moodle page. That's it.